Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Rexford, formerly of Boston. Now I live in Florida. Today I'd like to go over a quick guide for you on the effective use of a gate. And what I have here is a small clip that was recorded a few months ago during a sound check for one of my guitarists. And the guitarist is an acoustic guitarist who plays quite softly and likes those small nuances of his playing. So we use a really large diaphragm dynamic mic, condenser mic that we put in nice and close. Some of the problems with that is that you kind of pick up a lot of things that you don't want to pick up as well. So I learned to use a gate pretty effectively both in the studio but also for live performances as well, and I can usually quickly slide in there during the sound check and get the gate set up pretty carefully and very quickly. Here we go. So I want you to take a listen to this, especially in the beginning. You'll hear the finger squeals and the pops and a little bit of action on the pick on the strings. Take a listen to this and let's see if we can clean this up in, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Yeah. Okay, the noise is pretty excessive, so we're going to try to clean this up just a little bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my threshold as my open threshold when we actually start to get gating action. And I'm going to try, let's get up to 40. Let's see what happens at 40. There's still a few. All right. So you can still see that, and you can see the gating action in here as well, the gate responding. So let's go a little bit more. I'm going to go to 30. Normally, I would take quite a bit of time just to find that very perfect threshold, just as much of just what I need, and no more. Let's see where we're at right now. Okay. It's pretty good, except that leading edge, that first note was kind of swelled up. So we lost the attack on that note. Kind of sounded like Jeff Beck working his volume control. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the attack. And if you look, our attack in time is set pretty high. So I want to give that articulation of that first transition, that leading edge. I want to really be able to hear that. So I want that nice and crisp. So I'm pretty confident if I go down to my minimum level, because I've got a good open threshold here, that I'll probably get a good attack. So let's see. We've already cleared the clips and chips from the beginning of it. So let's see what that leading edge sounds like now. Okay, good attack. We had great attack, and that's really what we're looking for. We're not done yet, but you can also see we're getting a lot of squelch after the attack, and we get a lot of gating action in here. So what we're going to do now is see if we can eliminate some of that squelch. And there's two controls that do that. They kind of work the same way. We have the threshold close, and we have the release that works with the attack. So what we're going to do is first we're going to look at the threshold close. And the threshold close, really, what we're going to do is we're going to set a value of separation between our open threshold and then the closing threshold. And it's going to give it a little room to breathe. And maybe we'll start about 50, because it gives us 20 dB of separation, which is a good amount of separation. And what we're going to look for now is that there's no squelching after the first articulation. And we're going to look at different suppressions here. Where you normally see it then is if we have big ones, if we have big gaps, like here's one between phrasing we might see. So when we get to this area, you might see it. And definitely when you get to the fade out, you're going to hear it, probably. But it's going to probably clean up most of it. So let's see where we're at right now. Now we're going to listen to the fade, and this is where it's going to be critical. So we didn't really get much here, which is good. It was a fairly quick transition. If it was a little bit longer, this might have gated in here. But let's listen to this fade and watch the action here, the squelching action on the gate. See what happens with that on the gating action on the fade. Yeah, see how quick that cut in? That's because we got past that threshold. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go back, and now we're going to use the release. And we're going to try to clean up this fade. So what we're going to do with the release kind of works the same way that the threshold close works as with the open. The release works with the attack, but it works in time. So what we're going to do is right now it's 10 milliseconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it to about 800 milliseconds. I think that's a good time, especially if you've got a nice slow fade. So take a look when we do this fade. Now watch the squelching action and listen to it and see if the transition now is smoother, which is what we're trying to achieve here. Watch this. See how smooth that is? Really nice and smooth. It works with the fade instead of against it. And you get that dynamic in there. And of course, if you took off again and there was another articulation, it would pick up really nicely. Okay, that's it for today. This was effective use of a gate, and I hope to see you out there. Bye.